Hi, I'm Bill Pollock. Welcome to MissouriNet.com. I'm Bill Pollock, sports director here in the Learfield Lounge. And this is where, I throw out ideas. I hold nothing back. I give my opinion. Whether it sticks or not, hey, who knows? But you've got the TV, you've got the lounge atmosphere. I've got the mixed nuts. I've got myself a beverage. It's ginger ale. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to try to make some sense of the latest on the St. Louis stadium deal. The Board of Aldermen in St. Louis approved a change in the plans that would basically say the NFL will give $100 million to help with the construction of a new stadium. But in return, Governor Jay Nixon's task force will kick back ticket taxes back to the team, a tax that's projected around $3 million a year. Now, the aldermen will vote on this on Friday. 15 votes are needed to pass. I expect that it will pass. A couple of hang-ups with this. One, there are some state legislators that have already sued Nixon to stop him from issuing state bonds, and many have promised that they would refuse to fund those bond payments. The NFL owners still need to approve this, and a vote is expected to come in mid-January. And the third biggest hangup is Stan Kroenke doesn't want to stay in St. Louis. So here's how this is going to play out. And I've said this from the beginning. The NFL is going to allow Kroenke to take the Rams and move them to L.A. I've stood by that. I still believe that to be the case. I don't think the other owners are going to stop one of their own from wanting to make money. And they get into the second biggest market. Now, there are NFL laws, and from what I've read, I'm summarizing here, but it basically says that if an existing NFL city comes up with a plan that is viable and meets all of the requirements, a city can't lose a franchise. So why is the NFL trying to help St. Louis? Well, it's simple. Think of the NFL cities that have some of the dumpiest stadiums and just poor teams. I mean, you could go into Oakland, in San Diego, in Buffalo, right? Buffalo's not going to, the Bills aren't leaving. I don't think the NFL wants the Raiders to leave Oakland. They tried that once. It was a mess. San Diego is a viable option to leave, but they would go with Kroenke possibly, and they would share the Englewood Stadium. But there's another franchise, and it's Jacksonville. Their field is a dump. They've struggled in that market. And here's the tie-in. The owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars is Shahid Khan. Now, you'll remember when Georgia's kids wanted to put the Rams up for sale, it was Khan who came in and put in a bid. And it was Stan Kroenke who said, wait a minute, as a minority owner in this, I get the first shot at this, and I want to buy the Rams. And there was all that talk, remember, well, you can't own other franchises in North America or the United States. And so he took the Avalanche and the Nuggets, and he passed those off to his son, Josh. So Kroenke gets the Rams. Khan ends up getting Jacksonville. Now, he started working at a company called Flexingate, which is the 14th largest North American automotive supplier. He started there, and it's based in Urbana, Illinois, which is just adjacent to Champaign, the University of Illinois. Khan was a student there. He's been a big donor to the University of Illinois. He wanted to get the Rams because he wanted to have that close Midwest connection, and he couldn't get them. Well, here's what the NFL is going to do. This is how it's all going to play out. I expect the aldermen will vote for this stadium plan. There will be some political ping pong back and forth here in Jefferson City. Nixon will get his way. We'll get in-state approval for this stadium. The NFL will approve it. They'll help build it. And they'll also vote at the same time to have Kroenke move the Rams out to L.A. And then they'll say, Jacksonville is no longer going to have a team. Their stadium doesn't fit the requirement. They'll come up with something. Khan, you are going to take the Jaguars and bring them to St. Louis. That's how I see this thing playing out. It makes the most sense. Jacksonville is a market that's hurting. St. Louis has shown somewhat strong support for this team, and they've stepped up. It appears they've stepped up, and I think the NFL looks at St. Louis and says that's a better market than Jacksonville. So let's get into L.A. and maybe even get out of San Diego, but let's get into L.A. and let's get Jacksonville. Let's get the Jags out of Jacksonville and keep our franchise in St. Louis. And that's how it's all going to play out. And while the new Riverfront Stadium is being built, Con and the St. Louis Jaguars will just play in the Dome. So it's a perfect fit. That's how I see it playing out. I might be eating crow come mid-January, but I'm sticking by my guns. I think that's how it's going to work. Follow me on Twitter at Missouri Sports and check my stuff out at MissouriNet.com. We'll talk to you again soon.